Okay. We should be good.
Um, does somebody want to share their screen while they take the notes? Like, it doesn't have to be the person who's taking the notes, but like,
I can do it. Um, maybe. Oh,
Like
it
I
says
feel
I
like
can't do it.
oh, you can't.
The host has to do it.
Okay. Hold on, guys. Let me figure out how to do this. Okay. Share.
Madison, I don't think I see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you.
Note taking.
Why is it zooming in and out?
I think it's because I have too many different tabs open and it's like, which screen do you want to share?
Okay, so let's stop recording first and
Are we
then
still
I was
recording?
just gonna say that actually.
and let's try and figure this out first and then we make
Yeah.
it to we make it.
I think a good norm is probably be respectful to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Be open
like
to
I
I'm sorry.
no, I was just gonna say like just be mindful of like if someone else like has something that they want to say or like if you've been talking for a while and like just making sure that everyone like has enough time to um say everything that they need to.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um I go along the lines with that. I was gonna say um being considerate of people's thoughts and ideas.
Mhm.
Healthy disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Do we need any more?
Oh, I think those are good if
Yeah.
everybody thinks so.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Um, quick check-in, I guess. Can you scroll up a little bit, Madison? To perfect. How is everyone doing? We kind of already touched on this, but
Uh
Oh,
I'm doing okay. I'm gonna be honest. Like this time of the school year is very, I don't know, it's weird. Between the demands from admin and then the kids are not acting right, it's just very chaotic throughout the day. Whereas at beginning of the school year, it wasn't, or even like towards winter break, it was like normal. But like now, it's just like every day it's something. So I don't know. I guess I'm doing good and trying to find my little joy at work, but I haven't found it this week.
right. Well, it's Tuesday, it's early.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. It's early, so we'll see. But yeah, that's how.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel a little bit similarly in that like I feel like everything is all of a sudden picking up. So like there's a lot going on, but overall like I feel like pretty good.
Hmm.
I'm supposed to be taking these notes, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
I feel pretty okay. I kept William actually at the beginning of the TFA court in 2024. You had said something. We were all at this restaurant one time, and you said something, and it has resonated with me since.
Shut up! What I
And
say?
you were like, leave in an appropriate way. You said, leave everything at school.
Yes, dead serious.
Another way, yes. And ever since, like, that has resonated with me. So I leave everything at school. Whatever's at school, I don't do no work at home. I don't take them kids home. Nothing. I don't take no nothing home. So,
The only thing I'll do at home is a lesson plan, and that is like an hour before I go to work. I will
mhm.
not take anything home because the work is already stressful. I'm not going to bring it in here and be stressed. So my part
Mm.
ain't that big. So that's why, yeah, oh, I'm glad you. Thank you. I didn't know something stuck with people.
Um, am I frozen? Okay. I'm doing okay. I think I'm agreeing with like everything being chaotic, but I feel like we've had too many days off because I don't know if I can get through a full week. We have to go
Hmm.
through 5 days, and I feel like, should I take a day off? I don't
I literally said today, I don't think I'm coming to work on Thursday because I'm
I
so
don't
used
know if
to
I
the
can
4 days
do it.
now.
Right.
And then we have 4 days next week. So I'm just like, I feel so my
Hmm.
mental's not there.
It's
I'm
not.
actually so I'm actually not working on Friday, so I'm still in the same boat. Like,
This 5 day work week is rough.
I feel like that snow week just like really messed me up.
I think it messed everybody up, the
Yeah.
students and the teachers, because we're out of routine. And so
Yeah.
the
right.
kids aren't outside for recess. So it's
I
just,
know, and that's the worst part because I have
yeah,
to see them in the school
yeah.
during during my lunch.
So everybody at the school got attitudes because nobody's getting a break from nobody. So
Yeah.
it's just, yeah.
And I was telling Alicia, like, I'm like still in the middle of WIDA testing and I'm like hoping to finish it this week. But it's just like, it feels like kind of like for a whole month, like I'm just not even doing any teaching, but then I'm still like trying to think ahead. And like, I feel like I have all these deadlines coming up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to like finish testing, but
Yes.
like, it's too much.
Yeah, I agree. I've never done WIDA testings, but I know people that are. So
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for sharing. I guess moving on to our discussion. Can you scroll up a little tiny bit? Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Um, Reflect on what you have learned this session. In what ways are you great at building relationship with students, giving and seeking out feedback, collaborating with colleagues? What are some of your opportunities for growth in each of these areas? Um,
I'll go first. So I will say between the video, what great teachers do differently, and then how to build a relationship with students, relationships do drive everything in the classroom.
mhm,
I even remember when I first started teaching, and so this is my 7th year teaching. The kids, the first group I ever had, the teacher, they were a really rough group. And so my principal at that time was like, you got to build a relationship with them. And so coming in as a new teacher, I'm like, well, how do I do that? And it literally was, um, once I did that, it really helped me throughout my year, my first year. Um, so I do take my time to get to know them. I really want to know everything about them, just so I can see how that affects them in the classroom. Um, yeah.
mhm,
I want to add on to that because I switched over to SPED this year and it was rough. I switched over to SPED and middle school.
mhm,
And I'm also teaching a self-contained class who had all of the same, they've all been together for years and they've had the same teacher for years, and he was a male. So
mhm,
when I came in, it was just like, who is this lady? We don't want her. Like they knew who I was because I taught fourth, but it was just like, no. And I had so much pushback. But as I started to every day, I'm like, good morning, and hugging them and love you, have a good day. Like I'm killing
mhm,
them with joy is the craziest thing to
Hmm.
say. But I started to build the relationships, and my coworker always says now, she's like, they love you. And it's so ironic because I thought after winter break, everything was going to be crazy. But I feel like the relationships are better. They're working better because of it, because there's like that trust there, to where they're able to make mistakes without feeling embarrassed and things like that. Because I also think in that room um they were used to talking about each other and making fun of each other and stuff. So building the
Mhm.
relationships in a safe space and you don't talk about my friends and all of that has definitely made my year so much better.
Mhm.
Mhm. No, yeah, definitely. I think even for like I teach the littles. So I think that like in first grade, I have found that it's really important to like model what good relationships should look like. And like I think that like sometimes like I've the past couple of months and we've gone through like little eras where like the kids are like mean to each other and I'm like, OMG, what is going on? So then like I think my para and I do a really good job at like trying to like show them what like how you should talk to other people and how you should treat other people. Like whether it's like adult to adult or like adult to child as well. Um, yeah.
Um, so I also work with the littles, kindergarten and first grade. And I feel like I'm like just constantly trying to like model just like what it looks like to be like kind and compassionate and to like kind of like, talk about your feelings and like to communicate to other people. Like, I feel like consent is a really big thing. Like, teacher, he did this. I didn't like that. And I'm like, okay, so tell them, don't tell me. Like, tell them I didn't like
Hmm.
that. Please don't do that. Like stuff like that. And I feel like that's like such a big part of like working with little kids is just like we gotta like teach them how to be like functioning humans. Like and like at every
Right.
grade too, but like
Because it
yeah,
starts early, yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
Let me know if you guys want me to put other things. I know you're like watching me type because I'm literally typing what you're saying. So,
No, you're good. I think
okay.
you're doing a great job. Yeah. So I guess like I don't know if
I-
Madison you have anything to add on to the relationships, but yeah.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, okay. So I was gonna say this the dude who made the video about
Hmm.
relating to his kids, like I really like that one a lot and something that when my third graders, I feel like we have a really good relationship because I've been with them since last year and so I know
Hmm.
their humor, I know them like as human beings and vice versa. And then I also have a dance club that I do after school and I think like he was saying in that video of bringing in like the culture like when I teach them ballet, I don't do ballet. I don't do the ballet to the classical music, but instead I find like different instrumentals that they would know on TikTok and different things like that. And to like it also reminded me because a lot of them were saying like the brain rot stuff, like the tune 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 sahur and all that stuff. And so one day I was like, what is this? So I went home and then watched it just like that man was talking about the Jersey Shore references. So
Yeah.
like sometimes like I can reference the like meme culture back to whatever we're doing or teaching and it really I find it really to be helpful and they seem to enjoy it a lot. And I think an area for growth is what you guys were saying about how teaching them how to interact with each other, like not just always coming up to you and be like, teachers, student A did this to me, but like
Hmm.
say that to them and like having more, I guess, social and emotional learning opportunities throughout the day.
Yeah, and I guess one more thing to add about that before, yeah, is there was one of the chapters was talking about like how we want to create environments that where kids believe that it is cool to care. And I thought that was really interesting because especially like I think that this is important for all grades, but I think that especially when I think about my littles, like it is like for me in my brain, it is such an important area of growth for them to like know that piece of information because like it's one of the stepping stones into like as they get older, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, Giving and seeking out feedback. Sorry, Janae, I'm gonna give you a second if you want to write.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, you can go because I'm just typing what I said.
Okay, okay. I was just gonna say, giving and seeking out feedback. I think that for me, like, I'm a first year teacher. I don't know if we talked about like our years. Like, I'm a first year teacher, and like, I think that I have gotten really lucky in like the team that I have because like even with like my admin, like they're always willing to like come and observe me if I ask. It's for them to give me feedback. And like one of the um one of the readings talked about how sometimes like building like relationships kind of stagger feedback sometimes. And I think that it is really important. I think that relationships are not, I guess, relationships between adults, I mean, um, because of the feedback that I have gotten and how I have reacted to said feedback, I think that has made my relationships with the people around me stronger.
Um, yeah, I will say the same at my school. I don't think a lot of our staff in the most respectful way take criticism well.
Hmm.
And I have a lot of older teachers also, so it's kind of like either you're older or you're younger.
Hmm.
And whereas me, I want to know everything. If you felt like I did something wrong, I want to know from top to bottom what I did wrong
Yes.
because that's like the perfectionism in me where I'm like, I have to fix this, I have to fix that. But I know it kind of builds. It actually happened today in planning where I'm thinking that we're collabing and I'm giving feedback, and it turned out that the feedback wasn't accepted. And I think that as teachers, we do have to be able to accept feedback because how will we get our kids to accept feedback? Like when we're
Hmm.
giving our grades back and things like that, especially because I do conferences about grades or different assignments. If I can't take feedback from my boss or my colleagues, how would we expect our students to do peer-to-peer feedback or read each other's essays and like it just wouldn't work out. So I think that we have to be more open to receiving feedback so we can be better educators.
So I think I do a good job of encouraging my students and recognizing effort, even if it's not shown in like grade work. So for example, my students are we are currently in dividing decimals. And so
Hmm.
a lot of my students struggled with 2 by 2 multiplication. So, for me, I okay, if they can't know the groundwork of okay, multiplying 2 by 2 decimals, they're not going to do division correctly. So for me, the feedback I was giving my students was, we need to work harder with what we're doing with our multiplication. And so it was a constant running it with them. And so today, when I gave a quiz, I was settled with if they could just do it and not have me walk with them through it. And so for me, I think I see see that it's beyond just the grades. It's like little steps to see their
Hmm.
growth,
Right.
which aligns with what Reynolds was saying um in the clip.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that last sentence of it being beyond the grades?
It just being beyond just the grades, just little small steps and efforts of growth. Like I understand that, some of the students are on different levels, and so a lot of them are not going to get it right when you first teach it. But if we've been teaching this for like, if I've been doing it for like a week and a half, and I can see that I'm finally letting the training wheels off, and you can do it on your own, that just makes me so happy
Hmm.
because it just feels like at least I'm doing something right. and they're getting it slow and steady. But yeah.
Yeah. And I also
Actually,
think, oh, sorry, go ahead. I
oh,
already
sorry.
talked.
I was gonna say, like going back to the feedback thing too, I think it's also like how people give feedback. Like one of the
Hmm.
articles we are talking about not being nitpicky.
Oh wait, you
Throughout,
cut.
oh,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I just got a new literacy coach this year, and throughout like the school year, I noticed I prefer when my principal comes in and gives me feedback rather than my actual coach giving me feedback. And I like because it was so nitpicky, and then that goes into the well, how am I treating my students, or am I giving them such nitpicky feedback where it's never positive and they never feel like they're doing anything good? And then that makes me like really think about how am I giving feedback, because I know when my every time I see my literacy coach come in my room, I'm like, I'm sorry, like respectfully, like, but when I see my principal, I'm like, yay, like I'm excited to see what she thinks and hear what she has to say. And it's like I don't want my students to have that same dreaded feeling when I'm giving them a correction about something. So that really makes me think how I'm giving feedback.
Oh, I'm the opposite. I prefer my coach versus my principal.
Mhm.
Because I feel like my coach is more honed in on what I'm teaching. My principal is more so the nitpicking. And it's just like that doesn't work for me. I'm all for feedback from admin because I ultimately want to keep growing better as a teacher, but only if it's benefiting me, not if it's something small and
Hmm.
nitpicky. I hate that because the students, especially if it's around the students, because then they see it, and so then I do recognize
Hmm.
myself sometimes that I'll then return the feedback that I give to them in like a nitpicky kind of way.
Yeah, and I guess like to build on what you're saying, William, is kind of like one of the articles or one of the, I guess it goes more with like the collaborating with colleagues. It talked about how it's like not really like what you say is how you're saying it, and like making sure that you're saying things in like respectful, professional ways, especially when you're talking in front of other students, because you're just you're just showing students that it's okay to talk to other people the way that you're talking to another adult.
Yes.
I actually am kind of in this situation where I feel like I wish my principal was like a little bit more nitpicky because I feel like he like it kind of like just is like, oh, well, you're still a new teacher. Like I'm in my second year and like he doesn't want to give me like too harsh of feedback, but I feel like I'm the kind of person like, and I went to him and was like, I have questions and I want you to come observe me and like actually give me the feedback that I want. Um, because I feel like one of the articles was talking about that too, about like, like being too nice in your feedback and not actually like letting people like learn from like your observation and what you noticed. Because my thing is that like when we're talking about like a quality teacher, I feel like a quality teacher is always learning and always asking questions. And so
Hmm.
like if I'm not getting feedback to improve, then like how can I like,
Hmm.
continue to like keep working towards getting better?
Right.
And I think to add on, like going into collaborating with colleagues, I think that's like the biggest thing because if we aren't taking feedback, I want to collaborate with my team and know that I can ask them questions or get advice from them, especially if they are like their experience, they've been there for years. I want to know the things that like the things that I can learn or let's learn from each other. And I think that's a big barrier at my school per se, and it could be anywhere,
Hmm.
but I think those are big barriers where it's like I'm experienced and y'all are new teachers. But I do think as new teachers, we know a lot, especially because we're new teachers, but we've been here I've been at my school for this is my fourth year, and I
Mm.
think that I've learned a lot, especially in the accelerated programs where we're doing TFA or like BCTR, we're learning so much. And the kids are different. The social media and technology comes into play now. So I think that when we're open to feedback, we can reach our kids more than
Hmm.
always, I can't get the words out, but
Yeah. Um, I guess we talked a little bit of like what are some opportunities for growth in a way, because we talked about like how you talk to other people and stuff. But does anybody have anything to add to that? Because I know that we um should move on.
wait,
All
which part?
right.
I'm sorry.
The what are some opportunities for growth in each of these areas? I guess we like talk
Oh, yeah, we
about
kind of
it
talked
as we
about it.
like, yeah. Okay, so then moving on to based on your prior knowledge, experience, and what you've learned through this session's resources, describe your vision of a quality teacher. If applicable, what are other key characteristics of quality teachers not covered in this session's resources? Why do you believe these characteristics are important? I guess for me, just because like I'm already talking, for me, like when I think of like quality teaching, I always think about like TFA, like this year, they were really strong on like no nonsense nurturing. And I think that that is like a very beautiful way of saying that like you are gonna love the kids, but you're also not gonna let them like walk all over you. And I feel like as someone who is very like I think I'm very people view me as very kind, so I think that sometimes like they think that I won't have the backbone to like make sure that the kids know that like they can't walk all over me, I guess, if that makes sense. So I think that that has stuck with me a lot in terms of like what a quality teacher looks like, because like it's about making sure that like you're aware that you can make mistakes and the kids can make mistakes. However, like as long as you know you're like prepared and you take into account all of these things, I think that you can be a quality teacher by um doing that, if that makes sense. I feel like I rambled, but yeah, I hope you guys got my point.
No,
No, I agree.
I agree. I feel like, there's a way to like you need your students to respect you, and
Mhm.
there needs to be an understanding that you're the teacher and they're the students. And I think like, there's definitely like a lot of ways to still have like a lot of like respect and um like still create like a welcoming environment and still be able to like do fun things as long as like students do understand that. And I feel like
Mhm.
one of the things that helps with that like kind of management is just having like a very like specific, especially with little kids, like very specific routine, a lot of structure. Everything has to be
Yep.
like we got to get our transitions down and like just kind of showing them that like this is how we act in school and these are the routines that we have to follow. And I feel like that also helps them because
Mhm.
they're able, like that's kind of what they need to push them to be um like to want to learn and to be like independent and to work on all of those like skills like social emotional but also just like pushing them and like I don't know what I'm trying to say like
Mhm.
get their like academics and their like learning mindsets in the place that you want them to be.
Yeah. And
Agree.
I guess one quick thing that I was going to add was like being aware of what they don't know, because I think that I assumed that they knew a lot more than they did. So then I had to like take a couple steps back and be like, oh, okay, wait, like kind of like reflect upon like how I have been doing things.
I really relate to that because I remember last year when it came to the laptop situation, I thought they already knew like how to take care of a laptop, how to
Mm-hmm.
open a laptop, put a laptop back correctly. And then it's like, oh, like you really don't know anything. Not like anything, but like you don't know. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's like at the beginning of the year, this year, I came into it like I have to teach them literally every single thing from the jump because it will get out of control at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, especially this year, I'm really leaning into that. I think you said no nonsense nurturing,
Mm-hmm.
for
Oh
sure,
no.
because there were years where I literally was striving to be so cool and down with my students because I thought that that would really, shape my classroom, and it really didn't. It made it so
Mm-hmm.
much worse because they consider you like a friend, and you have to. There's a boundary that you have to set. I feel like early on, like, yeah, we can have fun, and yeah, I'm very relatable. Yeah, you can come to me for anything, but like the saying I say with my kids, play with your mama, don't play with me.
Right.
Because, like, keep it real here. Like, you're not finna disrespect me. The one thing I hate the most is when a student calls me bro. And so it goes back. I like to address like behavior issues right then and there versus you thinking that, oh, I can do this all day and nothing's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that does take time away from learning, but I feel like in the long run, it 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 makes the school year go much smoother than just letting it all fall to the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. And then for
And I
me,
think,
I
go
think
ahead.
I show a lot of empathy for students. Um, yeah, that was the last one part I show.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, and that helps to build the relationships too.
Yeah, like I'm a cool teacher, I'm a fun teacher, but I'm not a teacher you can play with either.
I wanted to it was in my brain. I forgot if Alicia or Anahi. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. I don't know who said it, but I wanted to add about quality teachers being reflective. I know for me, when I first started teaching, I don't think that I was reflective on the communication, like the basics of communication of like what I was saying in response to certain things. I was like very strong-headed and I'm the teacher and you will listen to me. And those students
Mm-hmm.
now think I'm the meanest thing of like Miss Cuss is so nice to everyone else, but and she was so mean to us. So being reflective on how you're addressing different things or how I was addressing my students, because like my first year teaching, I was always late to work. I was very self-aware. I was always late, so I would come in and just jump straight into the lesson. I did no morning meeting. I didn't ask like how were you my first year
Mm-hmm.
because I was always late. So I had to jump straight in to ELA. And I never knew how that affected students, especially if their nights didn't go well or their mornings didn't go well. And just in the environment that my school's in, a lot of things could have affected them. And I was not there. Like that empathy was just not there. I thought teaching was to be the teacher, and we are the teacher, the mother, the social worker, the all
Mm-hmm.
the things. So I really had to reflect on who I was coming and how I was coming into the classroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, and just like other things, like I guess the things that are more known, I guess, for a quality teacher is kind of like making sure that like you're prepared and like in terms of like, what you're teaching, like even if it's like, sometimes we plan like the morning of and that's all right, but like I guess like once you're there, like not being confused because I feel like I have found that once if I leave too much time and I'm like, oh, like I'll worry about it when it comes, like then I'm like stumbling over things and I'm like, yeah, these kids are not getting what I'm saying. Like,
Yo, I agree, and I'm a victim of that. I do that myself, but especially with math, you be thinking like, oh, I didn't plan something first thing in the morning, and then you get there, you be like, this don't look like what I just looked at this morning. So I get that. That is so true. And the kids, they pick up on it right away. As soon as they feel like you don't know what you're doing, they they will feed into that.
mhm.
I wanted to say
Um,
this quote on chapter 14 of that book that said effective teachers model self-control. Their classroom management
Mm-hmm.
is grounded in their ability to manage their own behavior. And that made me like, when Janae was talking, I was just thinking about that so much, because it's like it does really depend on how we react to situations.
Mm-hmm.
And then going back to earlier, how you guys were saying, um, about your reactions with your paras or your reactions with other professionals around the students, and how that reflects on you to reflect back on them.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, and then what type of feedback would you like your colleagues to focus on when they review your philosophy? I think for me, I feel like what helps me the most is like how, like, if there's something that I said that you would be like, oh, like, have you thought about blank? And it helps me kind of expand my thinking, um, especially in an assignment like this. I think that would be a great way to provide feedback.
A couple things I said is whether my beliefs about relationships and responsibility are clearly communicated,
Mm,
and
I
how
like
well
that.
my philosophy aligns with what I actually do in the classroom, and then how I effectively address
Wait,
empathy.
William, slow
Oh,
down.
oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm reading off my sheet. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm
Um,
ready for real this time.
okay. What you get? What you need to get?
Nothing. I was getting Alicia, but I was listening to you and then I tried to type and
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm
it.
sorry. Okay, here we go. So whether my beliefs about relationships and responsibility are clearly communicated, and then how well my philosophy aligns with what I actually do in the classroom,
Mm, I like
and
that too.
then how I address empathy and expectations.
Mm, okay, good. Got it. Let me know if I missed anything.
Let me go back. Sorry. Nope, you did good.
Okay.
Anybody have anything to add about feedback in general?
I had something similar where Alicia, you were saying expanding your thinking. I do
Hmm.
like feedback where it helps me grow. I don't like surface level where it's like, good job, Janae.
Hmm.
Next time, maybe add an exclamation mark. Like, no, I want feedback that will actually help me grow as an educator. Because I do want to stay in education, but I do want to expand in the field itself. And I think that's where I'm like picking at myself all the time, trying to be like this perfect, but I want to know all the things, like what's right, what's wrong, what could be better. So
Hmm.
just like ways that I can deeper my understanding, or maybe if you guys were, or if you guys disagree with something, being able to say like, oh, Janae, have, like you said, have you thought about it this way? And
Hmm.
just ways that can just make it better.
Yeah.
For me, I want feedback around how I bring culturally relevant pedagogy into my classroom. And because I feel like sometimes it's hard with wit and wisdom, or like the different curriculums that we do. And then also, if I'm really creating an equitable classroom, because I do struggle with giving lower students the correct support that they need.
Mm.
Hmm.
Oh, I think you cut out just a little bit.
Yeah, you cut off like your last sentence, maybe. Can't hear you.
Oh,
No,
Oh,
hello.
you
now I
go.
can. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Okay, I just said I want to create an equitable classroom because I do struggle with giving lower students the correct support daily.
Hmm.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Um,
To kind of go back
I
to
feel
like Alicia, and Janae, I feel like I am definitely someone who like you know, like tell me everything that's wrong, but also then like I love when like people offer me like solutions or different ideas. Like if you're gonna critique something, like that's totally fine and I like welcome that feedback, but I love to hear like, well, what's your idea? Like how would you address this? Like what would be like your solution to that? So just like hearing different like ideas and like people that offer like different perspectives, I think like is really important, especially like if you're going to critique something. Um, because then it's
Hmm.
just like another thing that you can try out. You know, everything's like trial and error, I feel like.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Madison, can you scroll up a little bit on the Zoom? Yeah, there you go. More, I guess more. So we can see that. Okay.
Oh, wait,
S-
hello.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, yes, I was gonna say I have to switch to my phone right now and I have to stop the screen share.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop share. I'm gonna who does can anybody else screen share the thing?
I sent a request.
Oh,
Just okay. Perfect. Okay.
I have to make somebody else the host too since I'm leaving and switching.
Okay.
Okay. Um, I was just gonna say, should I wait for Madison?
Because we're at the team activity now. Or
Yeah, we're at the team
Mhm.
activity.
Okay.
Part of it is talking about what feedback would you like your colleagues to focus on when you review your philosophy, which is kind of what we just talked about. Um, and then it says we review the team activity directions slash template.
We could, if anyone like together, put it all together. I think we kind of said similar things
Mm-hmm.
of like just wanting like growth focused kind of feedback. Um, if anybody wants to add on to that.
No, that's
No, yeah,
perfect.
I
Okay.
agree. And then if I'm not mistaken, oh, I switched my screen because I want to see the team. Okay. Just want to see the instructions.
Mhm.
Okay, so within 24 hours of your team synchronous session, share your teaching philosophy with your teammates and instructor. Okay, that makes sense. Document. Okay, I guess we could skip this. Okay. Oh, at least 2 comments on each of your team members' teaching philosophies. One comment should point out a strength in their teaching philosophy, while the other should point out an opportunity for improvement. Both comments need to be connected to this session's resources. So I guess that goes basically hand in hand with what we said about our feedback, which is good.
Yeah.
Revise your teaching philosophy once all team members have reviewed your work. Remember to resolve all comments from your teammates. Okay. Your teaching philosophy will become part of your capstone. Okay. So I guess going back here, how do the key points you just discussed align with the activities in your classroom? Um, I think we talked a lot about our classrooms in general, just out of like coincidence, kind of. Like we talked about like what relationships look like in our classroom, what talking with other colleagues may talk about. So I don't know if we want to add anything to that part, but
Mm, I I don't have anything to add
Me
between.
neither.
Yeah, I feel
alrighty.
like we said a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. So what needs to be done? who is going to do it and when should it be done by? I guess comments need to be done. So like by tomorrow, I guess at like 6:30, um, our draft
Hey,
should be shared.
right.
Wait, our draft. Okay.
Yeah, our draft should be shared. Yeah.
Be shared by tomorrow.
Yes, by tomorrow night. And
Mm, What
then
what time tomorrow night or just by tomorrow night?
it says within 24 hours. So
Okay.
like, yeah. So if
Can we do 24 hours to win this call in? Because
yeah,
if
that's fine. We could do like 7:30. Yeah, like
because
24
I don't know if I can rush in tomorrow and do a paper, but
Okay. Yeah, I
So
mean, I think that it can also be like bullet points and like overall ideas. Like it doesn't have to be like your full set essay.
And
oh,
is it just the philosophy, or is it like the whole paper? Because I on here it just says draft your teaching philosophy.
I think like the whole thing is kind of like you're teaching. It's like you're expanding on whatever you talk about with your teaching philosophy, if that makes sense. That's how I understood it, at least. I don't know if somebody understood it differently.
so I guess I'm just confused because I like in my brain I was like sharing it, like just sharing the document, making sure the document is shared with everyone. But
Yes, yes.
okay. So not like, but we want to have our drafts in by tomorrow night too, or like,
So it's like the point of sharing it is so that we all get the same amount of time to make comments on each other's papers. So I guess our next thing would be by when do we want everybody to have the comments done?
right.
okay. Um, this is the team activities due Sunday. I
On the
mean,
22nd, yeah.
The
Yeah.
22nd, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I can't really do anything up until Saturday. I had two other classes, so I
Um,
can have
Mhm.
everything in by Saturday or like Saturday afternoon. But
um,
Well, and we've got like
I was
a
gonna say, what
whole
if
other
we
week
did
after
like
that too.
like what if
if
we
we
did
did
like
like next
Monday?
Wednesday, yeah, next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something.
Because it's due on Sunday. So then if we do like Monday or Tuesday, that'll give us like 5 days to work on it before we have to hand it in.
wait, say it
Okay.
again. I'm sorry. I got
So
confused.
like it's due on Sunday the 22nd. So if we give each other like time to like comment on each other's papers, like maybe like by Monday or Tuesday of this upcoming week, then it'll give us like 5 days to like make everything good so then we can hand in our
Oh,
papers
because
by the
yeah, I
Sunday.
got the dates confused. I thought that the everything was due Sunday, but we still got a whole week.
Yes,
Hmm.
because only the synchronous session is the Sunday.
The
Yes,
Zoom thing is
exactly.
perfect.
So
So
do
we
you
can
want to
do
do,
comments. Yeah, go ahead, Janae.
I was gonna say maybe comments by Tuesday. Monday's a holiday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I'm also not gonna be here. I'm traveling the whole
I
weekend,
was gonna
so
say I plan to, we could
so
say
yeah, Tuesday
Tuesday.
sounds great. Tuesday sounds great, yeah.
Two comments to everyone by Tuesday.
And is the 3 to 4 page paper that's individually, right? Like all of us have to write
Yes.
a 3 to 4 page. Okay.
But
It's
that's
double
different than
spaced.
that's aside from the philosophy.
No, that is the philosophy.
Okay. And then we're supposed to individually reflect on the philosophy.
Yeah, so each of us is gonna read each other's teaching philosophy, and then we're gonna write at least two comments to everybody. And then you're gonna take whatever comments people give you and like revise your teaching philosophy, I guess, or take some of that feedback into consideration and then fix up your I guess your 3 to page paper before you
Oh,
hand it
got
in
it.
on the upcoming Sunday.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Anything else we may need done?
So basically, my last question. This is an
Mhm.
individual thing. We're bringing it together, making two comments, and then it's done.
Essentially, yes, because like you're gonna have to hand in your own version, I believe,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, no, because I'm just thinking about like mm, my last seminar class, we did everything was like
I
together.
know,
We
I agree, I
recorded
agree.
Yeah,
together.
same,
So
same.
I'm just making sure, like, okay, all I have to worry about is me and my philosophy, besides my 2 comments.
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so. When I had texted her, guys, hold on, let me make sure. I'm not giving you false information. I was asking her, when I meet with my group, does my essay need to be done or should just my overall idea for a teaching philosophy? And she said that ideally your draft essay is done. That way you are very clear about how you discuss it with them, any areas you want feedback on in particular, and you'll be ready to share it after 24 hours with your meeting. But if you have thought it through, just not finalize the words on paper, the most important thing is that you share it as soon as possible, ideally within 24 hours following, so that it is done before, just to make sure you have enough time to complete it very soon after you can share it. So I'm guessing that if we're giving each other compliments, that means that we each have our own individual paper,
Okay.
Okay.
right? Okay, good. Yeah, I can also text her just to make sure and get some clarity if that will give us peace of mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send a message. Okay, don't worry. I'll send a message and I'll let you guys know tomorrow.
Okay. I'll just
Yeah.
start my philosophy tonight, regardless.
Okay, perfect. Um, Anything else we may want to discuss?
Nope, I'm good.
Alrighty, beautiful.
Okay.
Anai, since you're the one recording, would you mind being the one who hands it in?
Yeah, of course. And I'm gonna stop recording